Hey there, sweet friends. I hope you are all well. Welcome or welcome back if you are new. We're going to be working with more of those dies today from Scrap Diva Designs and also with some printables from my shop. This is going to be a very fast and easy to create pocket folio. And we're going to start with a shortcut of some bags from the Dollar Tree. So this is a great way to use up your stash and create some really sweet gifts here. These are perfect for craft fairs as well. So if you want something that is very fun and fast and easy to make, then stick around and we will make this together. For the base of our folio today, we're going to be using these bags, and I picked these up from the Dollar Tree. Now these weren't in the gift bag section, they were in the party supplies, but they are not party favor bags, so they're not flat. They do have that gusseted section, and so these would be like very small lunch bags. I found some red ones, a couple of different colors of green, and then this more vibrant pink. So there's a lot of choices for different bags when you go there to coordinate with the project that you want to make. And these do come in a pack of 8. So if you make the 2 pocket folios, you'll be able to create 4 from these, along with some cardstock from your stash. This is a pretty good value, and this is a great shortcut to get to the fun part of your album, which is adding your pattern papers and embellishments. I've also got a couple of my dies here that are from Scrap Diva Designs, and so I will link these in the description along with her website and her Instagram. And so this is going to be the Snowflake Bow Bundle, and this comes in 3 different sizes. And so this would be a layering bow with snowflakes, and there are some additional snowflakes on the set, so you can mix and match these to work with a lot of your other projects. For today, I am going to be using the medium-sized bow. I'm going to be adding some ready-made flowers for this project just so that I can keep that shortcut going. And I do want to make those ready-made flowers look a little bit more custom or a little bit more handcrafted. And so I am going to be adding these centers, and this comes from Scrap Diva Designs as well. And this is the Flower Center Trio, and I'm going to cut this particular design with some beautiful gold mirror cardstock, and then I'm going to layer that onto my ready-made flower, and that will give me a very custom made look. So let's get into working with those bags. As I mentioned, this is a lunch bag style, and so we do have that gusset there. It is originally going to be a 9 1/4 high by 4 5/8 of an inch wide, and so the first thing I want to do is fold up that bottom section there. This will become our pocket. I'll bring this to my guillotine cutter, and I'm going to clip that off until I arrive at 6 inches high. This is just going to help me better use my pattern paper frugally and not create so much waste. And so my book is just going to be 6 inches high. I will need 2 of these, as I mentioned earlier, for this particular folio. And although this is a great shortcut, I do want to add it to another section so that we can have a little bit more room for those finishing details that we want to add. And I'm also going to add a very nice sturdy cover. So let's start with that. I picked some matching cardstock from my stash, and I'm going to cut 2 of these pieces to be 6 inches high by 9 1/2 wide. And this is going to create a way to add these and join them together. And so I need a little bit of extra room in the center there for the amount of layers that I want to have. I want to also make the outside cover a little bit sturdier, and so I'm going to wrap that in an additional layer of this cardstock. And so these pieces, and there will be 2, remember we have 2 sides, will be 6 inches by 9 1/4. And then I'm going to score that at 4 5/8. So it will be exactly in half. I did take some of that backing off of my double-sided adhesive there, and I will add my Tombow. So this is a 2 glue process. I want to add this corner into my score line just so that I can get it adhered right up to that score line. And then I'll press that in place. The adhesive will hold it while the glue sets up. So now you would come in and remove the backing from this side of the tape. and just fold that over there. And so now our outside cover will be 3 layers thick of this sturdy cardstock. So the next thing I want to do is, I'm keeping in mind where my pockets are going to go. I want them to be on the outside, and so I'm going to build from this area where the 3 layers are, and that way it will be even thicker on the outside. So let's bring back our bag, and I did add my double-sided adhesive here, and I'll do another layer of my Tombow. And position that so that I can get that corner right along the bottom and the side to keep it nice and straight and even. And then just press that into place. We do want to finish the inside of that pocket before we seal that up. So I have my pattern paper here, and it is cut to be 5 7/8 by 4 1/2, and so I'm going to get a nice border of that red showing around. This piece was just a little bit shy, but it's okay because I can bury that into the pocket. So that's another good way to get some use out of your pattern paper that may not fit exactly, but if you can bury that in the layers, then you'll still be able to get use out of it. And so I'm just going to add this here along the back. And that will be the back of our pocket. And then I'm going to add a small line of my Tombow just on the top here and the bottom, and that will seal my pocket in. Make sure you are reserved when you do this so that you don't get any of that glue squeezing out. And then you would put this back on top and press that into place while that glue sets up, because we don't have any of that double-sided adhesive. We will just have to be a little bit patient for this layer. I want to include a pattern for the front of the pocket as well, and I would normally not mix my geometrics, but I think that the scale and the color palette is different enough so that they are not going to be busy when they are layered close to each other. And of course we do have that solid red border from the bag, and that will help to keep that separate. Now I want to bring in my scoreboard and put my score lines in. And so I just want to position this so that I get the edge here of my bag right along one of the grooves on the scoreboard. And I'm going to pick 5 just because that way I can add my 1/4 of an inch to it easily. But wherever you land on your scoreboard, just put your score in right alongside the bag. And this is going to give you a nice, crisp, clean edge. And then you want to add 1/4 of an inch to that so that you're building in the amount of room you need for those additional layers. So let's add this here. Before you do anything else, just go ahead and fold on those score lines so that you can establish that nice crisp crease. I do want to cover this side as well with my pattern paper, and so this is going to be the same measurement as what we put on the inside of the pocket. We're also going to get a nice border of that red cardstock. So this will be one of the sections, and for this book we do have 2 sections. You could probably add additional layers if you wanted to, but just keep in mind that this is meant to be a fast craft or a batch craft or something you can make for craft fairs. So I wouldn't overly complicate this, and especially if you are making quite a lot of them at one time, I would say sticking to 2 is a really good idea. And so here is the other side I have prepared ahead so that we could adhere these together. And so now what we're going to have are these super thick covers you see, and then we'll have an additional page for each section that has the full page. And so you're going to be able to put some bigger pictures on here and have more room to add your finishing details. And so of course I'm going to go back to my 2 glue combo. And then I'll adhere these together, and I'm just being careful to make sure that my pockets are going in the right direction. And so I'll just line up these corners and bring these 2 inserts together. If you hear that noise in the background, that is our sump pump going because it has rained all day here in Michigan. And so we're just going to get a little extra ambiance out of that. Now we have our 2 sections together, and so this is going to be a nice and thick and sturdy little folio. Why don't we finish the back while we're at it? And so I do have my pattern paper cut to be the same size as those full-size pages. I was able to get through quite a lot of a collection that had been previously loved, and so I want to get through them. That way I can make room for new ones in my craft area. And so this is a great way to get through that. So I'm just going to add this pattern to the back. I have the same pattern for the front as well, but I do want to include a little bit of trim here just so that I can tie this up and keep this little folio well secured. So this is a beautiful moss plaid ribbon from a really reasonable ribbon, and I just pulled off enough there to make a generous size bow. I'll tack that into place temporarily here with my double-sided tape. And now I can bring in my cover. So I have the same pattern on the front as the back, just for a nice consistent look. You could do this easily with any collection as long as you have the bags to coordinate in the cardstock. So this doesn't necessarily have to remain a Christmas project. I would consider using this all year round. How I want to add a little bit of extra detail for my front cover is just with this layering pattern, and this did come from the offcuts there from inside the pockets for inside the folio. So I'm getting a little bit of extra use out of what would be offcuts. Now I do have the image for my front cover, and as I mentioned, this is part of my Oh Dear Christmas printable. And so I did print the entire page of these. It had 9 images, and I picked the one that I wanted for the front cover. And I'm just adding that with a little bit of additional cardstock layer for a nice border. And so this is a really nice printable for different collections because I have that sweet festive image on a neutral background. And so this is going to work well with a lot of different collections. And now we're going to get into those dies from Scrap Diva Designs. And so the first thing I did was take my flower, and this is a magnolia from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and I switched out the center for that die cut. You see these come out beautifully even with that mirror cardstock, and I decided to add this to the center of my flower, and then I topped it with a button. And so this is going to give it a lot of extra detail and make it look much more handmade, but it was so fast because I just embellished a ready-made flower, and so that makes it faster. And then here is my bow from the Snowflake Bow Bundle. So I'm going to get that beautiful snowflake on the side. I picked a layering pattern that was kind of neutral so that it would work well on this busy plaid, and then I topped it with my flower. And so this is just going to go right down here, and this would take the place of a flower arrangement that I would typically do with all the leaves and all that. And so this is really going to take up a lot of room and be a nice large embellishment, but it was so much easier to make because I was able to use those dies as a shortcut. I'm just going to position this right along the bottom of that image so that it will anchor it onto the cover. Now remember that I have those additional printables in, so I did of course add those 2 layers of cardstock, and since there were 9 total and I picked 1 for the cover, I have 8 left, so I can put 4 in each of these pockets here, and you see how nicely those fit. And so you can easily add a picture to the back, and this is a solid color that isn't too dark, so you would be able to add some journaling as well if you wanted to include the memories that go with your pictures. So let's put the other 4, you see me have these right here in this back pocket, and when you tie this up they will be very secured. And so you do have some pockets here on the top. If you wanted to include some additional flat keepsakes or mementos, those would be very easy to tuck in there. And so let's just give this a nice little bow, and then we'll clip off the excess so that we'll be able to use this to tie up our folio. I like a generous size bow. Even though this is a little bit of a simpler folio, I still want to include my favorite finishing details. So I do have a couple of charms here, and I put those on string, and I'll top that with a button to hide the cut ends. Got a couple of sequins here as well. And so this is just going to help balance the left-hand side of this folio. I'll add those with my Tombow. That's going to be it for our tutorial today, and I sure do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and check the description for links for these dies I use from Scrap Diva Designs. I'll also add links to her shop and her Instagram there as well. And as always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye!